Let me tell you something. A driver don't pick the car. Car pick the driver. It's a mystical bond between man and machine. It's a mystical bond between man and
Hey guys,
machine.
thanks for tuning in. It's the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, thanks to all of the absolutely incredible contributions from my Optibotimus Plus channel members, we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Studio Series Deluxe Class BRAWN. And once again, yes, for full disclosure, this figure was purchased from an overseas seller. And for me, was one of the figures I was really looking forward to. Again, another figure that Hasbro had to create an alt mode for, because the original CGI from the Transformers Bumblebee film only had them in robot mode. So they had to create something to make him a Transformer, because God knows everybody hates Transformers that don't transform. And again, I think they did a pretty good job of creating what is essentially a tank of sorts. I don't even know how you would describe it. It's certainly alien looking, which I think works and has worked with a lot of these new Studio Series Bumblebee figures. As you can see, for accessories, he does come with this really large blaster that you can plug into the top section right here. You also do have this little drill section that you can plug in to the front. Both of these can be combined to create a really kind of obnoxious sort of weapon. I don't know, maybe put it like that. I don't even know. But you can see that it's just done up in the grayish, brown, tan kind of color. It looks pretty good, though. Nice sculpted in detail and everything like that. And then you have this little drill bit section, which has some nice silver paint at the edge. But then it's got the same color as the rest of it, so you can kind of, you know, do your thing. But an overall, I mean, decent looking vehicle mode of sorts. Granted, you do have this big open hole right here where his head actually is. I don't know if that really bothers me all that much. I mean, it's there. You can, like I said, plug the gun in right there, and it kind of hides it. I don't know really what you could have done for that. Doesn't bother me entirely, because again, it's an alien-looking vehicle, so I'm probably a little bit more forgiving of it. You do have a clear window section right up here where I guess people can ride in there. I don't know why they need to have windows. It's a funny thing. I mean, do they see through there, or do they have sensors? How do robots work? I don't know. You got wheels here, so he rolls perfectly fine. Autobot logo there. You can see the colors that you really should have with this spicy mustard yellow color. You got a pretty nice green color, gray and everything. Now, when you don't have this plugged in here, you can actually rotate this around and kind of hide that little hole section. I don't really know why they needed to put that there, but the other side here just has this little vent section, which, again, perfectly fine. He works. I like him. I really do. It's not something that I'm probably going to keep him in, but it's solid, I would say. Now, for his transformation, very simple. First, what you want to do is come around here to the sides. You kind of pull this out. You have to detach it from the wheel itself, and then underneath here it tabs in. So you do when you transform it back, and I'll show this, kind of have to go on a swooping sort of thing. So like you swoop in and then plug it in. But this way you just kind of like pull out a little bit and then separate. So again, pull out and separate. Nothing really difficult with that. And rotate that all the way around to the bottom. You can come around here, rotate these, and then this whole section is going to rotate around. Fold that up. I might have that backwards. Now I'll play with that here in a bit. Fold this forward. That locks in. Fold the foot just like that. Come down here to these bottom sections. These arms, they technically tab in, although they're not easy to get tabbed in there. So I don't really worry too much about it. Hinge that out like that. Bring that out. And again, I'll show that here in the transformation back section, and it doesn't really hurt anything. Take the little tire section, tuck that in, fold them forward, tuck the head up. That will lock into place. Rotate his arms around. I did have that rotated around the wrong way, so just spin that around. And then this whole back section will collapse in, locking into place. And there you have the little Autobot juggernaut transformed in his absolutely incredible looking robot mode. And again, what Hasbro is able to do in terms of recreating these characters is nothing short of spectacular. This guy absolutely looks terrific and nails the look that he had in the film. Doing what I've been doing in terms of showing like the CGI images and such. Here he is, and here is an image of him from the film. You can see that they do a great job of capturing that look and doing it in a way that makes him transform. This guy is wonderful looking. Coming in to take a closer look, let me zoom in. You can see that head sculpt is fantastic. Everything around it. I mean, I'm just totally getting a Juggernaut vibe. So BRAWN, Juggernaut, let's call him Broggernaut, I guess. But it looks amazing and really does have a look that is similar but updated for the character. Colors all look really good. That dark gunmetal gray comes through very nicely. That spicy mustard, yellow, the green, everything on there really is very... And look how well he cleans up. I mean, the guy has a backpack, but, I mean, that just cleans up very nicely. Now, for some comparisons, here is the Titans Return, Power of the Primes, whatever. I have no idea. But this is my little bit more of a G1-inspired look. It's probably one of the best bronze that we've gotten in a very long time, if you're going with like a G1 sort of a look. But you can see, obviously, this is like a Legend class figure, so considerably different. But this guy looks great with him. Now, getting him out of the way, bringing in whole bunch of my little Cybertronian buddies. Here is Wheeljack. Here is Bumblebee. Guess it kind of makes sense to have him with the Autobots because that's, you know, what he is. He's an Autobot. But hey, you know, let's bring in Soundwave, who is a Voyager size figure. So you can see that there is a big size difference between them. But the scale works. It looks great. Really, I could not be happier with this guy. Now, for his articulation, it's a little bit tricky to get to. He does have a swivel here. I don't think it's a ball joint. It's just a swivel. But because of the shoulder section, it does get a little bit limited there. And you can see that it only goes... that's not even like 45 degrees. Well, maybe it's about 45 degrees or so. But to the left and right from the center of the body. But it's still pretty decent. He does have a ball joint here at the shoulder, so up and down and out. He also does have a bicep swivel. But because of this cut right here, you got to be very creative with the rotation of things if you want to kind of get him to like dual, or not really dual wield, but like get him to kind of hold that. I'm like, you can kind of do it. It's not the best look for him, but you can kind of do that kind of thing. He does have two joints here at the elbow, which is nice. You do have a wrist rotation. You have a hip swivel or waist swivel. The hips move forward and back, in and out. They also do rotate right above the knee underneath there. You have a, well, that's not supposed to bend. You have a knee bend. You do have the toe as well as ankle tilt. So all the articulation is there. You can take his weapons, and again, in that same hole that you used in the vehicle mode, you can take that, you can put that in the back, hides that pretty decently, and then you can just have him going around holding that. I mean, that dude is like beefy and supercharged looking. I love the look of him. Honestly, he might be one of my favorites that I've gotten in a while. I just think he's that darn cool looking. Now, transformation back, it is pretty simple as well. You want to pull this down, rotate this, back and around, just like that. Do that on this side, so pull away from the shin, rotate that all the way down, just like that. Kind of tuck that up on the back side. Come around here to the back and pull this whole section away, and then pull the tire out. Now, this is the part I was kind of talking about. These, you want to rotate these around and bring these in. And part of the problem, though, is on the underside here, where's it at, is a little hole section. You have little posts right underneath there. It's not easy to see where they're going to get them to line up and get them in there. But as long as you have it underneath there, it's not going to cause any problems. So it doesn't necessarily need to lock in there. Get that in there. As long as they're kind of flush up underneath, that section, then you're going to be perfectly fine. That's the orientation that you basically want it to be. And you're going to rotate him right here, and then this whole section is going to hinge back. Rotate these out to the side, and this is all going to come up and collapse down here. Now, this is what I was talking about. You got a little section right here that's going to tab in there, and then you have the little gap section there in the tires that this little piece is going to grab onto. So you kind of want to bring it up, go on an angle, tab that bit there along the side. Come on, swoop. There we go. Just like that. And then do that on this side as well. So kind of come in on an angle, lock that piece right there. And there you go. Come on. Bring that up and in. There we go. And then squeeze that together. And then when you're done, there you have them back in. You push that all the way down. Back in his vehicle mode. Again, simple transformation, but God bless it, the guy is cool looking. Vehicle mode wise, and then you can complete the whole thing by taking that and tabbing that there. And mine stays in there fine. I've seen other people complain about it. Mine stays in there perfectly fine. And then you can rotate this around. If you want to, you can plug that right there. So, again, I mean, for what they're able to do, I guess if you knock it, it kind of, like, pops off. Just don't hit it that darn hard. But, I mean, I sit there and I look at this, and granted, the vehicle mode-wise, I don't know what it is. It's an alien vehicle mode. That's really all it is. But I think they did a great job of taking that robot mode and creating an alt mode around it. I think that there was some liberty that they were able to take because you didn't have to match it to a specific vehicle mode. So you're able to take a robot mode that looks very accurate and then start from there and kind of make up something. And I think they did a great job. It does look really cool and kind of fits the character. I mean, he's a bulky, brawny, juggernaut-ish sort of guy, and a tank like this is going to work for it. Transformation is simple, but does some interesting things. But it's certainly not a overly complex transformer, but as I said, still fun to do. And then that robot mode is gorgeous. It absolutely looks amazing. All of these new Bumblebee Studio Series figures really do just blow me away. But there's your look at the new Transformers Studio Series Deluxe Class BRAWN. If you're looking for this guy, he will be hitting various retail locations fairly soon. Or you can do the real simple thing and go online to places like Big Bad Toy Store or Amazon. For both of those places, I'll put links right down there in the video description, where you can head on over there and check out availability on him, as well as the rest of the wide range of Transformer figures. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and please remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Again, thank you for watching and taking the time to be a kid.